Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something every business has tons of, historical data. We're going to see how they look back to move forward. So you've got all this historical data, right? If you've ever worked with a relational database, you know it's all in there. But the big question is, how do you actually use it to measure how the business is doing? Well, the key concept we're going to follow is something called the information continuum. You can think of it like a journey or a roadmap that shows how organizations go from just having raw data to actually making smart, strategic decisions with it. All right, so here's our plan. We'll start with the basics, different types of reporting. Then we'll get into how you measure performance. After that, we'll see how dashboards pull it all together. We'll also touch on some common challenges and then wrap up with the big picture. Sound good? Let's dive in. Okay, first things first. The very foundation of this whole process is just figuring out what has already happened through reporting. Okay, so we all know how to query data and pull up specific records. But how do businesses take all of that history and mash it together to see the big overarching patterns? Well, it really boils down to two main types of historical reporting. On one hand, you've got summary reporting. It's just what it sounds like. It aggregates data over a time period. But then, to really get some meaning, you need historical snapshot reporting, which compares different time periods. So one tells you what happened, and the other tells you if what happened was actually good or bad compared to before. Take a look at this. It's a classic monthly sales summary. It's simple, clean, and gives you the raw numbers. You see July sales, you see August sales. But, and this is a big but, there's no context, right? Is $150,000 in sales for the North region good? Is it bad? We have no way of knowing. Okay, now check this out. This is a snapshot report. By putting this year's Q3 right next to last year's Q3, bam, suddenly we have that context we were missing. That plus 17% for the North region, that's not just a number anymore, is it? That's a story. That tells us something important is happening. All right, so we've got a handle on seeing what happened, but just seeing the numbers isn't enough. The next step is all about adding context and goals. So we can see the past, but how do we actually gauge if that performance is good? I mean, how does a business draw the line between success and failure? Well, first up, you have metrics. A metric is basically any number you can track that's tied to a business goal. Think total sales, website visitors, items produced. These are the raw building blocks. The thing is, you can have hundreds of these, and you can't possibly watch them all. And that's why we have KPIs, key performance indicators. And that word key is, well, it's key. A KPI is a special metric, one of a select few that you choose because it really reflects how you're doing on your most critical goals. It's all about finding the signal in all that noise. Finally, to make those KPIs really work for you, you set thresholds. Think of these as your alarm bells, your lines in the sand. When a KPI crosses a certain threshold, say sales drop below a certain number, it's not just a data point anymore. It's a trigger that screams, hey, pay attention to this. We need to take action. Okay, so we've got summary reports, snapshot comparisons, and these powerful KPIs with their thresholds. That's a lot of stuff. The big question now is, how do you pull it all together so you can see everything in one place? And the answer, of course, is the dashboard. This is your command center. It's where you bring everything together. The summary reports, the historical snapshots, your key metrics, and those super important KPIs with all their triggers and alerts. At the end of the day, that's what a dashboard is all about. It's designed to take a whole mess of complex information and present it in a simple, visual way so that leaders can make fast, effective decisions without getting bogged down in the details. Now, this all sounds great in theory, right? Just build a dashboard. But anyone who's actually tried to do this knows it's not that simple. So what are the practical challenges that get in the way? Well, there are a few big ones. For starters, the sheer volume of data is just exploding, and you often have really tight windows, like overnight, to process it all. Then there's data quality. Garbage in, garbage out, right? You also have to deal with the fact that business needs are always changing, so what was important yesterday might not be tomorrow. And finally, just getting people in the business to actually use and trust the new metrics can be a huge challenge in itself. All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, moving all the way from raw historical data to a full-blown decision-making command center. Let's wrap this up with the big takeaway. So here's the journey in a nutshell. You start with the basics, raw data. Then you build summary and snapshot reports to see what happened. After that, you add layers of meaning, with metrics, KPIs, and thresholds to measure performance. And finally, you bring it all home by consolidating everything into dashboards that actually help you make decisions. It's a process, with each step building on the one before it. So I want to leave you with a question to think about. The next time someone asks you to pull some data, don't just pull it. Ask yourself, where does this request fit on that information continuum? What decision is this data really supposed to help someone make? Thinking that way can change everything. Hey, if you found this explainer useful, do me a favor and share it with a colleague who might get something out of it. And of course, subscribe for more deep dives like this one. Thanks for watching.